Hi, I'm Helen and I'm speaking for Life the Basic Manual, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about when I moved from Northern Ireland to England in the 70s and I was bullied because I had an accent. When we moved, Northern Ireland has got the same population as Birmingham, and that's the second biggest city in the UK, and when we moved over the diversity was huge and there was black people, Asian. I'd never been with around those sort of people before, and I find that myself, I was drawn to them very quickly. Something about safety in numbers, and it was ethnic minorities, and we were called names and all the rest of it because they had a colour but I had an accent, and it was a lot stronger in those days, and so people picked up very quickly where I came from. And when we moved over, after about a year and a half, the pub bombings happened in Birmingham and 21 people lost their lives, and it was huge. And Birmingham's got quite a big population of Irish people, and at that time every Irish person was turned on. My father worked for Irish Life Insurance, and his office was, I won't go into details, but it was pretty horrific. I went into school, and every day for 3 months I was beaten up by this girl. And every morning I got up and I dreaded going to school. Knew what was going to happen. Tried to think, okay, it won't happen today, but I knew, and those walks to school were just horrendous for those whole 3 months. Nobody stood up to me because they were frightened. And I understand that today. I didn't at the time. I thought, come on, somebody. But I understand that because it was, I don't want to get involved because I'm going to get picked on as well. This went on for 3 months and it was consistent and it happened. And after 3 months I went into school one day and I thought, I can't take this anymore. This is not fair. I did not put the bombs in the pubs. The mentality that I lived with in that school was, why have we got anything to do with Northern Ireland? And I was explained as part of the UK, but every time I was talked down. Went in this morning and I thought, right, okay, she's going to do it again, and something in me snapped. I thought, no, enough. And to this day, I don't know how I did it, but in those days we had old cloakrooms that were hooks along the walls, and we put up our coats and things like that. I physically picked this girl up and I hung her on a hook, and she was screaming, dangling her legs, and I walked away. And there was quite a few people in the locker room, whatever, at that time, and suddenly they looked at me differently. And after that, I didn't get bullied. But if I hadn't had the courage to do that, it would have gone on and on. And again, it's that, where do I turn to? Who do I talk to? And this is, in the 70s, it was a totally different setup in schools those days. So to be bullied is horrible. It puts you in a place of insecurity, of you wanting to hide, of not having a voice, of being very quiet, confusion, not really understanding what you've done wrong. And all I had done was I had an accent. That was all. I was same as them, same human, but all I had was an accent. But from that day of hanging her up, I suddenly thought, that'll do. You can look after yourself, but you also need to start talking. That's taken me years. That's another story about talking and opening up. But it was horrible, it was painful, but it was freeing as well, because I was given that gift of being able to pick that girl up and hang her up. I'm aware that a lot of young people don't have that. And a lot of young people have died because of bullying. It's horrible. It's not good. It's not nice. It's nasty. And I hope these days that there's something more being done. I know in schools it's changed, but there is hope. And it's not forgetting that there's that hope that you can get through it. Thank you.